Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Drydown, the lifestyle channel where we, as enthusiasts, aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent, cigars, and wine. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to another wonderful experience. Today, I am here to present you guys with another volume in my first impression series. What I love to do in my first impression series is give you either a second, quote-unquote, impression of something I've smelled after getting a package in, or something that is very truly a first impression. And what I have here is Boadicea the Victorious Opal. This is their newest fragrance in their line. This is from the actual, I believe it's like the Celestial line or something like that, where they have everything that falls in line with the Chinese New Year. This one is Opal, and it falls in line with the Year of the Snake. If you've seen previously, you have like Valiant and Dragon and Hanuman, which all fall in line with different celestial bodies and how the Chinese New Year is represented. And so Opal, to me, it's one of those fragrances that is actually on the radar. I was going to pick up a 100 mil or a 10 mil, and then I was surprised to see that I can get a 2 mil sample with another purchase. So I actually opt for it. This is a new packaging experience for me from them with the actual samples. You have a gold sleeve. You have the box that is actually just like the boxes that the fragrances come in. And like the shield, you have this Celtic print on the sample box, which is a very elevated new way of giving us samples. I will say that about them because they were not this opulent. I'll leave that there. So what you got here is a 2 ml sample of Opal. This is, like I stated, the actual brand content. These spray very well. I don't want to use a lot of this because this is a very expensive fragrance, and I want to save this for an evening out scent. To me, what I'm getting from this, and this is a second impression, because I want to smell this and really give a fair take to it, because fragrances like this that have all these notes and are opulent, I don't think that they are truly deserving of a true first impression. When I say that, I think that you should have someone give you a take on something that they truly have gotten a smell for, especially in a fragrance like this. And so what I'm saying is this: I'm not going to give it a total breakdown of the scent, but just what I smelled in the 10 minutes that I sprayed it on the other day before washing it off, and then now. As I let it spray on and let it sit for about 10 seconds, it's in the air. So this is not one of those cheeky, soft, quiet fragrances. This is a very robust, luxurious smelling fragrance. Saying that, I'm not saying that this fragrance is going to be for everyone. It is one of those style of fragrances that I think you must get your nose on a sample before purchasing. Understanding that what I'm saying about this particular scent being luxurious smelling, this is in the line of a lot of luxury house scents like Rose Parfums, Amouage, where you'll get a scent and there's components to it that you love or like, but the entire scent may not be a vibe for you. To me, this one is a beautiful opening, which recall some of the best openings I've smelled. If you are a person who does not like Laurel or / bay leaf, you are not going to like the opening on this one. To me, one of the most prominent notes is this waxy Laurel bay leaf scent that is very green. It is in conjunction with a spicy, warm cinnamon, black pepper, and the bergamot oils. Everything in this opening is very rich. It's very elevated, rich, but it's not for everyone. I will reiterate that. The way that the bay leaf comes off is like it's a medicinal style of waxiness. It can be a little jarring. It's not so much herbal as it is, appealing in that spicy, waxy feel. And I'm trying to I want to portray what the significance of that Laurel is, because if you don't like it, it'll bring tension to you, and you won't like the fragrance if you outright buy this one without having a first impression through sampling. I also get the leathery aspects of saffron and some of the metallic notes that they're saying represents in this particular opening scent. So when it comes to it smells like a luxury leather metallic glint. And that's the one thing that I can describe this as. And that's truly a great opening if you like opulent smelling, luxurious smelling fragrances. It's not simplistic in any way, shape, or form. It's a very, very, very well composed fragrance from the opening. Once you get into the 2-minute mark, you start to see the shifts. That's when, to me, you start smelling more of a take on the scent profile as it builds and structure starts to come out and the blending starts to come out of your skin. I get a lot of the cocoa butter. It's a smooth, creamy, slightly edible, but not super sweet texture. It's like, think texture over taste. You know how that can come about. I then have what is in my nostrils a very beautiful flash of green Divana, which has this bitter herbal glow to it. If you've ever smelled things like Voyage of Paris or some of the things that have been coming out lately that use Divana, it's a green aspect that is very, very prominent in a lot of fragrances. It comes off sometimes paired with honey a lot, and it smells divine. To me, it smells very, very well. This one has that green Divana, but it's then mixed with a different aspect to me, which is the Orris butter. That in itself is not your typical floral powderiness. It's a thick, rooty oil blend that then creates a compound along with the rose in this one. And it's kind of like this aromatic haze that you get. And it's just prominent as I've ever smelled for a green floral fragrance that still has some of that sweet aspects in that bay leaf. The coffee in this one is still, to me, many people have stated they don't smell it. I'm picking up what it is to have the coffee smell. I'm not looking for the coffee scent of things like by Killian's Intoxicated. It's a different type of coffee smell that I've smelled before in testing, and I know what it is I'm picking up, and it is sometimes characterized as coffee, or most times characterized as coffee, but it's not that by Killian style or Amen, the Mugler Amen style, where it's that sweet bitter coffee. This is more leaning towards I may even say the golden mocha from Xerjoff, that style of coffee essence. Once you get to the 7-minute mark, which is where I topped off my previous spray, and then coming into the scent now, you still smell the profile elevating itself. At the heart of this one, it transitions then to an Indonesian patchouli, which rises like a beautiful, smooth, slightly damp smoke. If you like patchouli in the base of your fragrances, this is the one for you when it gets to this patchouli, because the patchouli in this one is truly one that I have an actual love for. The iris in this one, it is something that combines itself with the Orris of the mid, and it stays present throughout the base. I'm sure, because the way it starts to elevate itself is just phenomenal. It's a very smooth take on iris, very warm. It does become more powdery versus the Orris of the actual mid. To me, this is a fragrance that leans 70% towards the masculine with some floral touches, the metallic greenness of it, and the smooth patchouli hint. This is one of those fragrances that is truly, I must say again, reiterating that this is a luxury fragrance. This is not an everyday scent. This is not one of those fragrances that's going to get you a ton of compliments unless you're dressed impeccably well, or at least smart casual. Then it will give you those type of comments and compliments that you're looking for. At the heart of it, like I said, it goes from that Orris, then to the base, to that iris, and then what you start to get is this sweet Tonka bean mixed with that patchouli, iris, and a moss and musk base. And that's when it's like, okay, I've come to know what the complexity is of this fragrance. This is one that has complex, no question about it. It's something about this one. It's not just for someone who wants to smell a fragrance. It's an incredibly rewarding scent profile that they've done for us with Opal. For me, this earns a spot in my collection, but I'm not sure if I will buy it in the next year or two. I think that I will let this fragrance sit around and see where it goes in the gray market before I make a purchase of this one, because I don't feel like any fragrance nowadays that I've smelled is in the price range to what they're asking for in this collection. It's going to take a lot for me to spend retail on a fragrance at that point. You know, I don't mind elevated fragrances, as you guys know if you watch my channel, But at the price point that these guys are asking for this one, it's not one that I am going to jump at in any time soon. But it is a beautiful scent. I do, as I'm picking up a lot about this fragrance, I want to go grab one fragrance real quick. Give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. Gentlemen, before we dive deeper into today's refined exploration, let's talk about something exclusive, something I'm very proud of here on the Drydown. Something that to me, it was designed for those who truly appreciate the finer details. So if you're here, you already understand that you're part of a select group of men who understand that scent, style, and presence are not just accessories. They're something that are identifiers of a life well lived. That's why I'd like to invite you to take a step further into the atmosphere and community of the Drydown membership program. On YouTube, I've offered this just in the last couple of weeks. I think it's something that many of us could take advantage of, because this is where we can go deeper. This is where the exclusive content and behind the scenes insights and also direct conversations with me and community members can take shape and build the future of this community. And also, if you're looking for something to wear your passion on your sleeves, when you take pride in this particular community, I've custom made shirts and a listing that I'll leave below. This is apparel that's just designed for those who have the same philosophy in mind, the same philosophy as this community. Something subtle, something sophisticated, and something built for the modern connoisseur. It's relaxed apparel that just comes in sweaters, t-shirts, and fine tableware. It's going to be something that you just enjoy, something you'll wear on your leisure days, and some things you'll wear on your chill nights. I'll leave the links below. All right, so what I wanted to do was grab a fragrance, as what sometimes first impressions can be like. I wanted to grab a fragrance that has, to me, after smelling it in the air and smelling on skin for the second time now, I'm going to introduce a fragrance here that is not a dupe, but it is relevant. This is Thomas DeMonico's Raw Gold. Very similar in the way that these two are structured. Heavy in patchouli, coffee, saffron, metallic notes, bay leaf, that greenness of it. All of that is in Thomas DeMonico. They're not dupes, but you will say, okay, if you have Thomas DeMonico Raw Gold, I don't particularly think that you will need Opal. You would like Opal and would purchase it, but it would wear the same as many occasions. Thomas DeMonico Raw Gold was a revelation to me in how great aged patchouli could come across, and it still is one of those fine fragrances. You get a lot of the Orris iris in this one. They call it lipstick accord. It's just basically Orris or iris in a combination. The lipstick accord was something that they should have stated truly what it was, because it would have given more essence for what people to look into this fragrance and enjoy it. Even though they sold out all the bottles, I do believe. The lipstick accord is just Orris or iris. It's nothing more than that, with the patchouli and with the spices and the greenness. Very, very similar. I would say 60%, 65% similar in the way that they are fashioned, structured, and smelling. This one to me is a little more richer. Let me spray it on this hand. I know how rich this one is. This is a 1 to 2 spray scent. And yeah, so you get very similar. Coffee, iris, Orris, patchouli, musk, Tonka are in both fragrances. Now, like I said, I would say even more like 70-75% similar in the way they are made. That has been my first impression, guys. I think that this is a great fragrance. I love this one. So it's, like I said, similar in the way it's built, structured, and the beauty of it. And so I think it's a purchase worthy fragrance. I will wear this particular vial out and do a maybe not a full review, because I don't like doing full reviews unless I have the packaging and things like that. But I'll give a quick overview if I wear it out and get any compliments or comments about the particular fragrance. When I do that, I will let you guys know. But it has been fun for me to show you guys what Opal is and smell like. To me, it is a great smelling, green, faceted, smooth, luxurious, very wealthy smelling iris and Orris complex fragrance that has musk and patchouli in it. I think it will be a hit for them. I think it is that smelling, that well smelling of a fragrance. But they're going to have to do something with that $1,200 price point. Like I said, I don't think that's something I'm going to jump at the moment. A key word for me would be like $650, somewhere in there. Not 12. That's not going to happen. So until next time, until next video, you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you in my next connoisseurs conversation, or the next let's see, maybe the next video I have will be a Sunday service, depending on when this video comes out. But I'll see you then, guys. You guys have a wonderful day. I will definitely talk to you in the next video. This has been Opal from Boadicea the Victorious. First impression.